Hey y'all, I'm so glad to be back with you today. I have had a sinus infection and I've been really under the weather and coughing, so I've got me some lemon water fixed right here to help in case I do get to coughing while I'm trying to talk to you. But anyway, I'm on the recovery. I don't have a fever. My ears have stopped hurting. I just sat on the couch for days. It drained me of my energy, y'all. But I think it's back. And I'm so glad. My refrigerator was empty after all this goings on. It was just empty. I didn't have anything in there. Maybe a half a glass of milk, and I think I had some lemons and not much stuff anyway. So here's the situation. I'm going to make a homemade pizza, and I have got to make some chicken salad sandwiches for a party that I'm going to on Monday for a housewarming, and I'm responsible for the sandwiches, so that's what I'm going to make. So I bought me some stuff. I bought some cream cheese. I think this time instead of putting mayonnaise, I'm going to do mayonnaise and cream cheese and put some seasoning in there and just have it real spiced up. And I bought some cranberries to go in it. The grapes, they didn't look good. And besides, I don't like grapes in chicken salad if I'm eating it in a sandwich. So I bought these 2 loaves of bread here. They're what are they? Italian. And I'm going to cut them real thin and then fix the sandwiches pretty. And I've got lettuce that I'm going to do. And then for my pizza, I had to buy tomato sauce, and I bought some, let me finish y'all. And, anyway, I bought some tomato sauce, tomato paste, and, I was out of some of my spices, so I didn't have any, garlic powder. This great man in the store that I met today, I'm up there looking for basil. Well, I could not find it anywhere. I wanted to get the fresh. They didn't have that. But so he said, "What are you looking for?" I said, "I'm looking for basil." He said, "I just saw it just a minute ago." And they had several brands up there, so I was looking at every brand I could to find it. But finally, he found it, and so I bought it. And my rosemary bush, I've got about 3 or 4 of those things. And they died during that last cold spell we had. They're not used to all that cold. I guess they're dead. They look dead. Maybe they'll come out. I'll be glad if they do. But I had to have some fresh rosemary. This is the first time I've ever bought fresh rosemary. Because all our married life, I've grown it myself. And I've got bushes of it out in the yard. And it just grows this high and just flourishes down here. It flourishes. I'd never have to buy it. But I had to buy it today. And let's see what I bought some mushrooms. That's to go on our pizza. And I bought some peppers to go on the pizza. And then the lettuce to go in the sandwich. And I bought some mayonnaise. I was out of that. I was out of everything. And I bought some yeast. That's to make the dough for my pizza with. So I got all my ingredients out here. And my energy's kind of sort of back. Hannah brought me over some supper the other night, and that was good. She made a great salad. And, well, actually what they did is they had it at church, and there was some little leftovers. So she brought me a piece of lasagna and a salad and then the piece of bread. And it was so good. And then the lady who comes and helps me sometimes, her name's Gloria. And Gloria came, and she put on me some fresh sheets and tried to look out after me. And she made me she calls it tater soup. I call it potato soup. It's sort of where you're from. But it was delicious. And I told her, I said, "Do me some sauteed onions to go on top." And she did. And it was so good. And I enjoyed it. But this pizza that I'm going to make, y'all, I've never made a homemade pizza crust. So this is my first time. It may be a big flop, but we're going to eat it anyway. That's the way we do around here. We just close our mouth and we eat it anyway. But I will say this, Donna Bateman, she is in my line dancing class, and she knows I love to cook and eat. So she said, "Brenda, I made the most delicious pizza the other night. It was so good." And I want you to try it. So she sent me the recipe. So if I get to tight tonight or whenever I make this thing, I'm going to call her and tell her, we'll say, Donna, now, how do you do this? I don't even know she had a temperature on there. I don't even know. When I got to the grocery store, I was going to buy all what I needed. So I had to look her up on my phone. I finally found that. And I had a pen, nothing to write on. But I had been to Walmart to get a set of scales because mine broke back there. And I usually weigh every 3 or 4 days just to make sure I kind of stay even. Because before you know it, you'll be over the rate you wanted to. So if I go back there and I'm 2 pounds over, then I'll kind of cut back for a while. Or watch what I'm eating for a while. It'll go off and then I can start again. But I do it like that. But anyway, so I did go to Walmart and get that. And I couldn't find anything to write on to put my grocery list about the pizza. So I finally found the receipt from Walmart. I just turned it over on the back of that thing and wrote the what I needed for the pizza and for the chicken. Now, I've already put my chicken in the refrigerator. I made sure I looked at the date because I hadn't got to do it till for Monday. So I probably won't do the chicken till tomorrow afternoon or something. So that's what I'll do, the chicken salad, because I want that to be fresh and good and everything. And, of course, I'll drink the bone broth and that kind of thing. Maybe some chicken and rice or something. I don't know what I'll do with the broth, but I'll do something with it, that's for sure. But I have really missed y'all. I've missed just looking in the camera, knowing that you're looking back and I'm looking at you and I'm talking to you and I'm sure you're telling me a thing or two. Like, Brenda, you're talking too long, or I'm glad you're better, or good to see you, or did you sleep good last night? And the answer to that was yes, I did. I mean, this medicine that I'm taking is an antibiotic, Moxil, I think is what they call it, for infection. That was probably for my ears and my sinuses and stuff. So I know I sound kind of hoarse and funny and my voice hadn't come back, but sometimes I'll have this coughing spell and I might sound like I'm dying. So I've got my water out here in case, but you have to take that 3 times a day. And I did have a little steroid that I only took 2 a day for 4 days. And I don't know what it is about that, but I'm telling you, I think it wound me up as far as sleeping. I went to bed the other night. I had to stay up to 10 to take that medicine. But so finally I got in the bed, and y'all know I go to bed really early. And so I tossed and I tumbled and I counted from 100 backwards twice. And I prayed and I did everything I knew to do. Finally, I got up at about 2:30 or so and played with my phone a while. Were y'all up too? And so I played with my phone, and then finally I said, let me try again. So about 4 o'clock I went to sleep, and I slept till about 7:30 the next morning, but that wasn't enough for me. But last night, I said, I cannot stay up to 10 o'clock to take that medicine. Actually, I was going to have to take it at 12 that night because I had got off 2 hours somewhere around in there. And you got to take it every 8 hours. Well, I just set my alarm for 12 o'clock midnight. And I got in the bed about 8:30 or 9. And went sound asleep. And that alarm went off at 12. And I reached over there. I already had my water on my table and my little pill on the table. And I took it. And then was going to go back to sleep. Well, when I turned the water up to drink it, you know, when you're laying down, it's kind of hard to do. I spilled it all over my pajama top. So I had to get up. And I finally got up and put on a long sleeve t-shirt to sleep in. And then by the time I got the t-shirt on, I felt like I needed to go to the bathroom. So I had to stumble off and down the hall to get to the bathroom. And I went to the bathroom and I came back and got back in the bed, and I thought, man, I won't go to sleep after this. But I did, y'all, I did. I was so glad. Just a few minutes, I was sound asleep. But I've got one knee that's kind of hurts a little bit. It aches at night because I sleep on my side, and I guess one knee was on the other knee. So I've got this little small pillow about that big that I wrapped a pillowcase around it, put it in a pillowcase around, and I've been sleeping with that between my knees to keep them off of each other. And it's helped. It's helped a lot. You know, these little home remedies, don't they help? I mean, you know, people will tell you try this or try that, and it does help. You know, I told you my ears were hurting. Well, I called my sister-in-law, my daughter-in-law, Anna, and I knew that she put garlic oil in her kids' ears when they hurt. Well, I didn't have any garlic oil. All I had was oregano oil. And then I read on that, and it said if you take a blood thinner, you need to be careful with that and don't use it. So I didn't use it. So then I kept reading, and I found out that if you've got some real olive oil with nothing in it, that you could put that in your ear. So I thought, well, heck, I'm going to try it. I'm in pain. So I got a coffee cup up here, and I had a little bottle that had a dropper thing in it, and I washed that out good, poured me some olive oil in it, and set that little bottle down in a coffee cup and ran hot water over it and let it sit a while so that olive oil warmed up. Well, then I just opened my ear up right there, and I just leaned over and put all that, filled that whole column up with olive oil, and then I stuck a cotton ball down in it, a half a cotton ball. And I did the other ear, and then I slept like that. And that really helped. I mean, it was so warm. It felt so good. And one of y'all had sent me a heating pad. I think it's got corn in it. Of course, you can't see what's in it because it's got fabric over it. But anyway, you can put that in the microwave and then lay that on your head. I mean, I'm trying all kinds of remedies. But I am so much better. I know I'm hoarse, and I'll probably be this way for another couple of 3 weeks. But y'all just have to get used to it, because there's nothing I can do. I either can talk hoarse or not be on. And I'd rather be on with you than I had to wait till my voice got totally okay. So anyway, I had a good time in town. The lady that I'm going to her house for her little housewarming, she's like me. Her husband died of dementia. So did mine. She and I are almost, I think we're the same age. And so she's got another a home that is an older home. It's about 40 years old, but she had it remodeled all in the inside. It looks so pretty. She painted it with gray walls, a light gray, real soft, clean color, and white trim. And then she's got a little bed. She's got 3 bedrooms, actually, and a den, and then a living room and dining room and a nice big kitchen. It's just really nice. It's an older home. And so I called her and I said, let's go out to eat. I'll treat you. She said, oh, that sounds so good. So we went to a little place in Andalusia called Happy Kitchen, and it's a Chinese place, and it was delicious. I mean, I loved it. It was so good. And we talked and visited with each other, and then came back home. And she said, I think I'm going to make me a cake or something to serve on Monday. But we're bringing all the other stuff. The Bible study group's the ones having it for her. But anyway, I said, why don't you just call somewhere and have you a cake made, and you won't have to make it. And because she's got a lot to do before Monday, before everybody gets there. And she said, who could I call? I said, just call the deli and tell them to make you a cake, a little white cake, since your house is done in all white and gray. And let's have welcome to my home put on it. And I said, we'll eat it. And so she did that. And but we're going to have, excuse me, we're going to have chicken salad sandwiches, and then my line dance teacher, she's in the Bible study group, she's making spaghetti salad. Doesn't that sound good? I'll have to get that recipe, and we'll have to do that. But she's making that, and then another friend of mine, Julie Wells, she's making a relish tray, so that'll be real good with the salad and the sandwich. And then we'll have the cake, and Miss Wanda's bringing all the paper products and all that for us to eat on. Our teacher, Wanda Barnes, for Bible study, and she's going to do that. We'll have a good time. We're going to do our Bible study at 9:30, and then about 11:30 or 11, whenever we get through with the Bible study, we'll eat our little brunch or lunch, whatever you want to call it. And it'll be a fun time, and I think that we'll all enjoy it. I guess when spring gets here, I'm going to have to go down there to Blue Goose and buy some more rosemary plants and start over. I just don't think they're going to come out. And poor little Hannah, bless her heart, she has planted in that backyard over there all summer. She's worked so hard. And she said, Mama, I think all my plants died. She planted little fig trees, and she planted some little satsuma, and just different little things to eat. But she did plant some flowering things too. The bulbs will be fine, but those plants, she planted I think she called it a firecracker plant, or fire poker plant. It's about this tall right now, and it's supposed to have big orange blooms and stuff. Well, it looks deader than a doornail over there. Have y'all ever heard it said like that? Deader than a doornail. Well, hers is deader than a doornail, I bet. We'll have to see if it'll come out. I told her it might come out from the root. You know, sometimes it will. I guess all of you people in the north, my Yankee friends, I guess y'all plant something that can be in a deep freeze, and which I don't even know what that would be. But obviously y'all have been snowed in and everything, and it's bad up there as far as your weather. I don't see how you take it. And mentioning weather, I'm fine here in Andalusia, Alabama. Andalusia, Alabama is at the very bottom of the state in Covington County. It is the bottom county on the flat part of Alabama. Not, you got the Mobile over here in the two legs, but that little flat part. Let me see. And so I live on that bottom part. I'm just 75 miles from Florida. Well, I'll take that back. Excuse me. I'm just 35 miles from Florida's state line, but I'm 75 miles from the beach. So when you see a tornado coming through, if it's in the middle of Alabama or above, it's not getting to me. But Selma, Alabama got hit hard, and north of Selma, in some rural areas out there, got hit really hard. Some died. And I think one of them was a little 5-year-old boy that got a tree fell on the car. I mean, it's sad, y'all. We just never know when our time is up. We don't ever know that. And sometimes do you feel like you just wasted a day? I do. I think we've all been there, and we've all done that. And we get down, and we get sick. Things happen, and we can't always be happy. But, and I told you this before, we can't always be happy. Sometimes we're sad. Jesus even cried because of his love for people and his love for his friends. He cried. But I will say this. Joy is different from happiness. Happiness and sadness is up and down, up and down. You're happy one minute, sad the next. So are babies. I mean, they're giggling one minute, next minute they're screaming. So it's just a human emotion. But joy is different. Joy comes, it's a feeling in your spirit that is put there by the Lord, that you know that in the long run, everything's going to be all right. Everything's going to turn out okay for those who love the Lord and follow him. It's going to be okay. Even if we leave this world, it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. And my son tells me that a lot. He is a good Christian man, and he's a good counselor. And So he's he is. Hannah and Dallas both are. Their daddy was. George, people would come over here and talk to George just to get him to help them out with their situation or give them some advice. And you know, Scripture tells us that when we're having a hard time to seek out Christian advice, brotherly advice, not from somebody that you know that doesn't even know a thing about what you're talking about, but a loving Christian person. So I think that's a good thing. Well, y'all, I'm going to go. I'm going and when I get back on here to make this dough or make whatever I'm going to make, I am going to turn this back on. It may be tomorrow. I've got to figure it out because I thought I'd ask Hannah, Walt, and Bay to come over to eat this pizza when I get it made. And I know I'm not making the chicken till Sunday afternoon. Tomorrow afternoon is when I'll make that, so it'll be ready on Monday morning. And I thought I might go outside and pick some camellias for her to put on her table. That would be pretty. My camellias are blooming again. They're gorgeous. Y'all want to go see them? I can go out there for a minute. I can't stay long because it's windy and it's cold, and I don't want to get sick again. Like I say, this old cough is going to stay with me, but that's expected, I guess. Let's go out here and let me just show you how pretty the camellias look. I'm telling you what, I've raked this yard and I got up all the hickory nut things and look at them all over there. That tree had more nuts this year than, our squirrels are getting so fat around here. I'm going to cook one of them, I think. Y'all don't know what to think about me, do you? All right, here's my camellia bush. Look at how pretty. Look at that. That one's blooming. These others hadn't started yet, and I think the cold got some of them. Aren't those pretty? They're pretty camellias. There's a pretty one right there I could get for. But I hope I have time, and I'll come out here tomorrow afternoon maybe and do that. Get her some pretty camellias or something. Y'all hear that old crow? There he is up in the sky up there, flying around like a nut. I cooked me 2 pieces of cheese toast yesterday for breakfast, and I threw out the crumblies around the edge because it seemed like I burnt those in the oven. And those old crows, they just pick up big hunks of stuff and take off. They probably wouldn't come here if I would quit feeding them. But if I have leftovers, I hate for something not to get it, if it is an old crow. Oh, goodness. All right, y'all. You saw the camellias. You've seen my groceries. You've seen me. I've seen you. I hear you talking to me. You know, they say when people are married a long time, they know what the other ones are going to say before they say it. Well, that's kind of how I feel with y'all. Because I know that when I went outside right there, some of y'all said, Brenda, you need to get back inside. You need a hat on, Brenda. It's too cold. It's windy. You need to go back in. I heard you say that. Oh, Lord. Y'all are sweet. You're just sweethearts. Have a great day today. And what's left of it, not much left of it. Heck, it's 4 o'clock right now, and I'm fixed to post this, so y'all have some little something to look at tonight, I reckon. I try to read all your comments. Y'all know it's impossible, but I do. I just look through them and when I put like, that means that I read yours and I liked it, but then I just start skimming all of them. And sometimes I'll actually write something on it if I see something that that needs it. But anyway, I'm glad I'm better. Thanks for your prayers. Thanks for your concern about the storm and my sickness. And we aren't always feeling good, are we? Sometimes our knees hurt or we're coughing or whatever. But it'll be all right. We'll get better. We'll just eat and keep on living. Love y'all. I fixed to post this right now, so maybe we can talk in a minute. Bye-bye.